Right? Yo, what's up, man? This your boy D with On the Porch. And as y'all can see, I'm somewhat different today.
Breathe it in. Come on, get it in.
As y'all can see, I'm somewhat different today.
Yeah.
Your boy, they got your boy up in the 7th ward.
Not just the 7th ward, the St. Bernard. Let's be very clear, because there's different parts of the 7th ward. You are in the St. Bernard. You're on the corner of St. Bernard and Gibson. Let's be very clear, Mr. Uptown. Go ahead.
And he trying to take over my show.
I'm not. I promise
and
you.
he trying to take over. This the thing. See, this is the thing I like about when you come downtown. They always want to take over. Every time you come, for second lines, Super Sunday, they always ready to take over. You know what I'm saying? But
just for clarity, if you do a thing better, why wouldn't you want a better result? All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, y'all. We down here in the St. Bernard, man, in the 7th ward with my man Kevin Griffin. Man, we sitting here and look, he got some major information that we trying to get out to people. Some major announcements, some major moves that's about to happen with him. And y'all know who Kevin Griffin is. Kev 2 cents. Y'all, I ain't got nothing else to say about that, but he welcomed me downtown into the 7th ward in the St. Bernard. We sitting on his porch. I don't know why he the only one that could get some. But anyway, man, next week we back uptown in the Magnolia. Y'all know how we do this, man. What's up, Kev, bro?
What's up, baby?
Man, yo, so we sitting down with my boy Kev, man, and y'all know what Kev be doing. Y'all know what he doing in the community. Y'all know when he ran for the district, for city council. Y'all know what just the asset he is to the 7th ward and to the city of New Orleans. So we just you have the initiative that you and Garrett Chambers about to start doing.
So we've actually started.
Okay. Yeah. So explain to the people what this initiative is about.
So a lot of you who know or may not know, my brother and partner Gary Chambers Jr., he's from out of Baton Rouge, ran for Congress and ran for Senate for the state and for the district. When traveling across the state and really traveling across the country, because we had to do a lot of fundraising out of town because it was just locked down in Louisiana for us, especially for such a progressive candidate and such a progressive movement. We traveled across the country, and one of the things we realized, bro, that a lot of people did not know about government. They didn't understand civics, and a lot of times, sadly, not to their own doing, but of course to their detriment. And so Gary came up with an initiative called Civics for the People.
Okay.
And so where we would literally go into communities and prayerfully, the first 2 we've done for free. Other sponsors have come along and paid for it because the places that we rent them out and things like that. But we literally have a 3-hour class on civics where he has an expert in each different area of civics and brings them along, and we teach the people whether you want to run for office, whether you want just to understand government more and how they work for you and how you can work with them and things like that, just to show people that it's not rocket science.
Right.
It's not at all.
Right.
You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand this stuff and to be engaged in it. And so he started that. We started the first one in Baton Rouge, and then we did the second one here in New Orleans a couple of weeks ago. And we're gonna be traveling all over the country to really get more of us engaged. And it's not just a race thing, like we've had a little bit of everybody in these things, man. So it's been a beautiful situation, and it also goes to show you that we're more alike than we are, different when it comes down to a lot of issues.
Right. So, like you said, this is something y'all taking and traveling and bringing around the country.
Yeah.
This is just not Louisiana, New Orleans.
No.
So, what made y'all? I know a lot of people in the city itself, in our city itself, don't know how government works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't know because if you remember when we voted Barack Obama in, everybody figured that we got Barack Obama in and everything is about to change around here. And that's not so. You know what I'm saying? Just because you got a new president in, that don't mean the stuff in your city about to make a change. Because it's levels. It's really levels to it. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I tell people, and it's ironic that you bring Barack Obama into it, because he's one of the people that I use as a major example when it comes down to civics. You remember he was in office when Trayvon Martin was killed.
Yes.
And the thing he did when he came out, when he said that Trayvon, looked like me, could have been my son if I had a son. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, took that, and especially black people, and didn't care for it too much because they thought he was supposed to do more. Well, the way our government is set up, there are rules and laws. And because of the Stand Your Right laws in Florida, there was only so much that he could do as the president. Because I tell people often all the time too, and I just told my mom this, I say criminals have rights too. Mm-hmm. So criminals have rights, the law protects criminals as well. So when it comes down to different things like that, you gotta understand that it's not just a situation where just because someone is the president, like we look at the president of a company, when he is the president of our government, but our government has rules and laws that he has to follow as well.
Right.
So he can't just go in and say, all right, I'm the president, lock George Zimmerman up. No, that's not the law.
Right. So, and like I said, we don't understand it's levels to it. Yeah. And then when you really get down to it, because even when you got in Louisiana, governor, you got your senates, you got your senators, you got your congressmen, and then you got your mayor, your
state reps.
State reps. I'm sorry, state reps. Then we move on down to your mayor, to your city council. And then even our regular community leaders that can make noise in government. You know what I'm saying?
Because there's different boards and things like that people sit on.
Right. So just those few little small things. What is it that you can tell the people on how they can get involved and how these things actually work, so they can know, okay, I got issues, like right now we're on the corner of St. Bernard and Milton, St. Bernard and Gibson, right?
No, we're on Milton. Get it right. Gibson is back that way.
Oh.
Come on, Uptown, you got it.
See what I'm saying? See what happens when you come downtown and mess with these downtown folks, bro?
I'm just saying,
see what happens when you do this, man?
Just correction, that's all, brother.
So
I'm gonna help you out. That's all. That's what we do as brothers. You dig what I'm saying?
So so we have people in this area, right? Mm-hmm. And they want to know, okay, because every district is broken down. And what you may get in your district, another district may not get it, because you have the leadership and the people who's going to work and fight for you to get into your district. And people don't understand that. They think, okay, just because we see it back here in the 7th Ward, it should be uptown, or it should be in the east, and that's not the case. You got to make sure you have somebody that's working hard for your district to make sure you get these type of things correct.
Yeah.
So, what is it that people can know to, well, okay, Who do I go to? Let's just use your area for instance, right here in the Summerwell. Who do I go to? What community leaders I can talk to? Who can I talk to that's on the city council?
Yeah.
Who can I talk to make sure we can get things into our neighborhood and make sure we can keep things that's not wanted out of our neighborhood?
Right. So currently let's just deal with the city council. Our current city council person is Eugene Green.
Okay.
And so that was the race that I ran.
Okay.
It was an open seat.
Right.
Eugene won the particular race. I came in third. Troy Glover came in second. But currently Eugene Green is our council person.
Okay.
So if you need some legislative stuff done, you go to him. So if it's a situation of a name change to a street, if you need some stuff like permitting and business and things like that, if you need a help and push with that, you go to your council person. And so that's who you deal with things like that. He is the local legislative branch. The council is the local legislative branch of our city. So anything you think that your state rep, that your senator, your state senator and all them do, they do that on the local side. And so that's who we have here. We also have in this area a bunch of state reps. So there's way more state reps than anyone. So I don't live too far from here where I'm from. So Matthew Willard is my state rep. But in this area, there's in these few different areas, there's a few different state reps. If I'm not mistaken, I think Alonzo Knox is the state rep.
Yeah.
Is the state rep, and we just help get him in. And so if you need something more on the state side of things, when it comes down to different bills and things like that the governor needs to sign off, you deal with him.
Okay.
And of course, with our mayor, we know our mayor is we can call her the president of the city. But again, she can't just bogart anything. And this is one of the examples that I also give people. A partner of mine was upset that Mayor Cantrell, when she got in office, her second year, she didn't reinstate the money for the youth summer work programs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He was very upset because Mitch Landrieu cut it. He cut it, man, to damn near little or nothing before he left.
Mm-hmm.
And the mayor didn't reinstate it fully. She gave some of the money to it. But what I told him is, I said, you can't be mad at just her. You know, she plays a part in it, but you got to be mad at 8 people because that's a budget issue.
Yeah.
So when at the beginning of the year, when the budget is about to be approved, really at the end of the year for the next year when the budget needs to be approved, the mayor is probably one of those few times ever in the year, if that only time, she comes from off the second floor and sits in front of the desk in front of the full city council.
Mm-hmm.
And she presents them the budget. And then the 7 city council members,
they approve it.
They can approve it, they can redline it, they can move stuff around. Case in point, she was about to reallocate some money from NORA to another situation. I use that word wisely because she wasn't taking money from NORA. There's a difference. So let's say NORA had a budget of $10 every year, but they were only spending $7 of that 10 for the past 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you have $3 left over. So what she was going to do was give them $8 for a budget and take the other 2 and put it to another situation.
Right.
So not that she was taking all the money from them or anything like that.
Away
the money that they weren't using. Well, the city council said, mainly it started off with Council President J.P. Morrell. He said, okay, this is not enough. And then Councilmember Eugene Green stepped in and said, no, this is not enough for NORA. So they tripled the budget of NORA. So they, instead of taking the 2 and leaving them with 8, they took the 10 and gave them 20 more. So now they have a $30 budget. because of the situations and the information that they were getting from the community and from people who work for NORD and things like that. They were low on staff. So if you low on staff, why would you take away money when you need more people? So they took that extra 20 and gave it to NORD C, and so they can hire more people, they can have more programming and this type of things. You dig what I'm saying? So we're actually in the middle of a interview right now. Yes, ma'am. But I wouldn't mind afterwards. How you doing? Yeah, that's from they're from the church right now.
Okay. No, that's cool. That's cool. But hey.
Mm-hmm.
It's the beauty of being on the porch.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm also an ordained elder, so I definitely don't mind praying. Not at all.
This the beauty of being on the porch. I love the Lord with my whole heart. Right. But you know what's cool though? They out here cleaning up the area. They the short state.
See, that's what we do downtown. You know, that's what we do in the 7th Ward. You know what I'm saying? We take care of our neighborhood. Okay. Go ahead, baby.
This guy here, man. This guy right here, bro. Say, bro.
Tell you something. This is gonna be a totally different episode.
This guy right here, bro. Man, dude.
You know,
bro. But anyway.
You know I watch them all, and you know I support you. I'm always posting and reposting. It's different. Come on now. By the end of this episode, you're gonna admit it. It's all right though, because I know you're a real man. You're a stand-up man, and I know you're gonna speak the truth. But it's cool though. Let's finish giving the people the information. I'm gonna sit back.
Man, say, bro, I can't do this guy, man. This guy, man.
Good people, man.
So, man, all right. So Kev, look, man, I'll be watching and I see you got your hands stuck into a lot of stuff into the city of New Orleans. Besides the Civics with Gary Chambers.
Mm-hmm.
What else are you doing in the city that's telling people what else you got going in the city right now?
So, man, it's a lot, and you know, I don't say that to boast or brag or anything like that, which I think all of us should be involved in different aspects of our community, because everything involves us in some shape, form, or fashion. And so one of the other major things that's a huge part of my life is education.
Okay.
Growing up here in New Orleans, of course, in this area, you know, I grew up in the system prior to Katrina, and so
right,
I dealt with. What's up, cuz? I'm good.
What's up, babe?
So you too, babe. So I grew up prior to all of this charter system. So I grew up in the original Orleans public school system.
We all did, right?
Yeah, and so you know, I went to North H. Nelson. I went to Edward H. Phillip Elementary. I went to Edward H. Phillip Junior High, and then I went to the other side of my family. I went to the Night Guard and went to Carver. Even though I'm still a Southern Wall Seminole Project big, I went to Carver to go play that ball. But you know, we had a different level of community when it came down to our education system. And this current system that we're involved in now is a full-out experiment on our children.
Right.
You know, and it's harming them in so many different ways, man. And like I tell, and I told you earlier before we started, man, I'm like, I don't have nothing against the name charters. The problem that I have is the way they are ran and operated. And so my team and I, we call ourselves the A-Team, so we're A+ Advocacy, as well as we have a coalition called Erase the Board Coalition. Dr. White, who you've had on the show previously, yes. She's part of that team as well. And you know, you already know the firecracker and advocate she is. You know, that's what we do in this work. You know, and so it's important for us, bro, because with a lot of our young people, if you look back, especially the ones who may be committing crimes and things like that, a lot of it stems from the lack of education, the lack of a proper education. And so, you know, we have some people that are trying to refute that type of stuff, but it's evidence-based.
Right. The lack of the, and here's the thing. I always try to figure out how did we let the charter system even get into the city of New Orleans? Because when you look at it, it's like nobody has one governing over it. It's like you go to, okay, you got this charter, that charter. Two schools right across the street from each other, two different charters and two different systems, two different sets of rules.
Yep.
How is that
even schedules and everything?
How is that even possible? You know what I'm saying?
Because sadly, because of going back to government and politics played a huge part in that. Because in order for you to dismantle a government system and reconstruct it another way, you have to have politicians on board. Yeah. So, I know exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
I know exactly what I'm saying. I choose my words wisely.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I choose my words wisely.
I'm just
you
asking.
have to have politicians on board.
I'm just asking.
In order for them to destroy a system and reconstruct another system of currently what we have now. Sadly, she's right now serving time. Our former Senator Karen Carter-Peterson. She was one of the main ones that orchestrated. What up, Mo? She helped orchestrate this charter school system that we have here. They got her on board. They brought her on board, literally and figuratively, to get other legislators on board, and Duplessis and Austin Badon and Troy Carter, who is now our congressperson now. Now, granted, Troy has since apologized for the role he played in it, and it's trying to help in some ways. And so I'll give him that. That might be the limit to what I give him, but I'll give him that. But everyone else has not. Because almost 18 years ago, this experiment was implemented. And when I say experiment, I'm not saying that.
No, nah.
It's
bro.
The law.
Nah, bro.
It's written in the charter.
I know. It's an experiment. It's an experiment because reason I'm saying that is you watching our kids. Mm-hmm. You watching our kids graduate high school, right? You watching them graduate high school. They're going to college, right? They're going to either colleges in the city of New Orleans or outside New Orleans. And the minute they get into these colleges and they show their SAT scores or they take their placement exam, they tell them, "Oh no, you got to do all remedials." Mm-hmm. And it's like, wait, what are y'all doing in these schools? You teaching 12th grade seniors on the 10th grade level, and you graduating them.
Yeah, nice.
And you graduating them, and you saying, "Oh, look how," so you could continue to get this money. You graduating all these people saying, "Yeah, let's." 100% graduation rate.
That's the thing.
But none of your students in college level classes.
So, I love science, and I love experiments. Don't get me wrong. Some experiments are good. You have to experiment with most of anything that you have.
Why with us?
Oh, why not? And I'm not saying that it's a good thing. What I'm about to say is, why not with us? When a lot of times they know we bog down with the world, we're the easiest targets. Why do you experiment on animals and not on humans just in general for most stuff? Because an animal can't tell you what they know. They can't tell you what they will or won't do. So when it comes down to these type of experimental practices, you deal with it in the same mind frame. These people not gonna tell you no. They're just gonna be about, and especially if you can get their leadership that looks like them to buy into it and get them to buy into it, It's the real adage of taking candy from a baby. It's easy. It might be a fuss here and there with the baby, but what the baby gonna do? Beat you up? Tell on you? No. Baby can't say nothing.
Yeah.
Now, I can't take candy from these two girls right here. One, they're twins, they might jump. But two, they also old enough and grown enough to say, hey, Mr. Kevin took something from me.
Yeah. See, and I guess that's where the whole thing with you and Gary doing with the civics come into play, because we didn't know. I'm assuming a lot of people in our city didn't know how to step in and say, hey,
bro, people were dealing with not having a home. You think they weren't about a school? I don't have nowhere to lay my head. I don't have a job. You really think I'm on a list of priorities? If I got a top 10 list of priorities, school is a priority. But is it the highest when circumstances change? If everything is perfect or as close to it as possible, yes, education in school is high up there. When you move into a neighborhood, move into a new city, how the schools, how the crime.
Right, because okay, Kev, I'm gonna push back on that a little bit. Because after Katrina, our counterparts, they was going through the same shit we was going through, but they made sure all their private schools was back up and running with no problem.
Because they were more prepared. They were more prepared prior to.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Man, look, the way I dealt with Katrina and the hand I was dealt with Ida is two totally different Kevins. Luckily, my wife and I were prepared.
Gotcha.
And the crazy thing is, I got way more responsibility now. Here's the funny part. During Katrina, I was dating a young lady who had 3 children. So I was somewhat responsible for a woman and 3 kids. During Ida, I am now married to my wife and our 3 children who are all mine. I'm a totally different Kevin now, though. I'm prepared a little different now.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right. I got it.
And so when I'm prepared now, and then I went to Houston for a second and had to come right back. I just had to get my family straight. Look, and on top of that, I had to bring my mom and dad with me too. But I'm still more prepared now.
Right. I got you. I see what you're saying.
So when that community gets the better end of the stick, when they have better when they have a more equitable, I won't necessarily say better, when they have a more equitable education system that deals with the individual child versus lumping them all in as a whole and saying you're going to learn this way and not the way what is the best practice for you, of course they're going to be more prepared. Of course they're going to have a better situation than you when they just lump your children. You know what I'm saying? These 2 girls learned 2 totally different ways, yet they came out of the same one around the same time. But they learned 2 totally different ways. I have a 14, a 12, and a 5-year-old. 3 different people who learn 3 different ways. You can't just lump them all together like that and say it's okay.
So what are we doing to try to fix this whole thing we got with these charter schools, man? Because now don't get me wrong. Some people say they have a problem with a person whose children is not in public schools saying these things. Granted, my son graduated from De La Salle. They going to De La Salle. But this is one of the reasons why I chose to put him in there, because I looked at the charter system and said, my children's not going to benefit from that system.
Here's the thing. I don't have no issue with that overall. I wish you would put them in public education because your money going to this public education. However, as a parent, as a father, as a husband, the things we are, I understand you want what is best for your children. And if you go to a situation, you see it's not working, and you got to make a decision. I get that. So to answer your question, what are we doing? And I'll speak for my team and I. We are educating our people. Every day we're posting, we are talking, we're getting phone calls from parents, from administrators, from teachers, because they don't know what to do. And we're teaching them the law, like the government. We're teaching them the law. Anytime we go into a school and advocate, and I can tell you right now, we probably got a 98% win record on advocating. When we advocate for expulsion, we got 100% record on winning, even if we win on appeal. Because a lot of times we've lost on the first round and then won an appeal. Because now the law comes into play. When we walk into a school, first thing we ask for, where's the rule book? Where's the handbook? And then we give them law. Because a lot of these charters are also breaking the law. Like, that's one of the things that a lot of people understand. Man, they don't even want parents coming into the schools doing site visits.
No, they can. A parent can come into that. Public is a public is a public school.
Yeah.
Just like a public university, a public college. You can, not even paying tuition, I can walk into a class and just
Observe.
visit and observe. Because it's public, it's being paid by the public. We are essentially like
there's laws and then there's rules. Now there's different rules.
Right. No, but right.
However, what they're saying is flat out, on some of these schools, you can't come in. You can't question the teachers. You have like parent-teacher conference time to do all that. And even then, you can only get so much information. Like, I'm telling you, bro, like there's a thing called an IEP, an individual education plan for students. There was a school that told a child that we were advocating for that the mom couldn't get a reevaluation on the child's IEP. You know what the law says? Whenever a parent deems fit to have a reevaluation, the school has to do it. So I mean, I can come every month if I want to. That's what the law says. But it requires the school to actually do work. And we know there's more money in the medicine than the cure.
That's it. But that's real talk right there. Yeah. Because as long as I can keep in the education field, as long as I can keep it below your grade, dependent, right? Everybody eats from us.
Yeah.
As the people that's running the charter, we eat. Then we making sure our government eat, because when we turn you out, you're gonna have to depend on them.
And they making sure their partners eat too.
Right.
Who they coming in and giving contracts to do different work.
Everybody
PDs and all that, all they folks eating. And yet we are suffering. Like you was talking earlier about the graduation rates. I was doing photography, which I still do more corporate stuff, but I was doing photography for college prep. And it was Corn's graduation. And it was on Tulane's campus. So I'm shooting it, and there was this new young journalist for the Advocate at the time, before they merged with the Times. He had just got on, and me and him talking, and he asked me for some of my photos to add to his story. And I was like, sure. So we talked a little bit more afterwards while we were exchanging information. And he said, yeah, I just got on a couple of weeks ago, and I asked my boss, could I follow these young people for their first year? You know what happened with that? Over 70% of the young people did not make it their first year in college. Although all of them was 100% graduation rate, and all of them got into a college. They were accepted into a college. Over 75% of them did not make it the first year. Why is that?
Because they wasn't prepared. Because, dude, let's keep it real. I went to college.
Mm-hmm.
I went to first year.
Mm-hmm.
When my first year at SUNO, I noticed how unprepared I was when I went there. So
I do remedial classes.
yeah, I do remedial classes. But what I'm saying is, I noticed how now as an adult, I realized how unprepared I was, how I wasn't ready to go to college. And my first semester in college, I dropped out because I was like, nah, I can't be doing this, because I was unprepared, and I was like, this for the birds.
And here's the crazy part, and I just want to give you this part right here. You know, an IEP follows you all the way through college. That means if Kevin Griffin Clark has an IEP, I have an individual education plan, and I get help matriculating through school. Once I graduate and I go to SUNO, especially because it's state, I'm supposed to get that same help there too. So you were supposed to get help there as well. And that's what a lot of our parents do not know.
Cash, I just want to let you know something. Y'all turning some shit upside down right now.
Cool with that.
Hey y'all, you do understand what comes with that, right?
Oh yeah, I definitely understand what comes with that. What's that, man?
You understand that, right?
Oh yeah, I'm well prepared.
And you fine with that?
I'm battle tested. Man, look, I didn't got called a nappy-headed project nigga by the executive director of the Democratic Party for the state of Louisiana. Cedric Richmond and Ike Spears have threatened me. You think I give a damn about what anybody else said? I ain't got one hair touched on my head yet, though, because they know that.
No, bro. I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know.
Bro, I'm prepared for whatever. See these bricks? They made me into the man who I am. But this I tell people often, be lucky you know Kevin and not KK. See this project, baby? It's serious. And here's the thing. I promise you, I don't want you to think that I'm talking like I'm the toughest cat.
No. I know what you. No. I know what you're
I'm
saying.
prepared. I'll come in peace, but I'm ready for war.
Right. I know what you're saying.
Whenever.
I know what you're saying.
Because they say, bro, and Doc can tell you this too. They called us bullies. They called us ignorant. All types of stuff. They never called us liars. Because you got to back that. When you call somebody a liar, you really got to back that. Because I can bully you with the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I can be ignorant in the way I'm coming at a thing, and not necessarily the definition of ignorant. I can be the street definition of ignorant and be wild and crazy and all that in my approach. I ain't never lied on you. That's why I had one call me. I put something out, and we have a mutual friend, and she called me, and me and the mutual friend going back and forth cordially. I told her, I said, you know what? Tell her take me to court. If what I'm saying wrong, tell her sue me. I'll put it in a text message for you. Tell her sue me.
Right.
She came and took it all down. I got it on my. If it come out my mouth, I promise you I got the evidence, because I ain't got enough money to be lying and bullshit.
and be paying you.
Nah. All I got is my word, and this is what it is. You might not like my approach. That's fine, but I don't do respectability politics. I don't. You gotta be somebody. You gotta have a certain last name and all that. I don't play all that. That ain't who I am. My partner told me a long time ago, the young dude, he said from the janitor to Jay-Z, all of them get the same respect level. My little young bull taught me that. Dude, 19 years old at the time. And we talking about respect. And that's how we walk in the rooms.
Y'all heard it, bro. I ain't gonna hold Kev no longer, man. He gave y'all just what y'all needed. He gave y'all what y'all needed. He gave y'all what y'all needed on Civics. On where he about to tell y'all where y'all can go to get that. He gave y'all what y'all needed on charter school system, and he about to tell y'all where y'all can go to follow that and be a part in trying to either change these charters or get them out the way. Either they gonna help our kids or they gotta move and let somebody else do it. So look, my man, look, Kev, tell the people where they can go to for the civics, civics classes, and on how they can be a part in helping y'all do something about these charters.
So make sure for the civic situation, make sure you follow my dude Gary Chambers Jr. on all social media platforms. Also, we have all social media platforms for Civics for the People, and we did the abbreviation for people, so it's Civics for the PPL. So that's that. Also, Kev 2 Cent or Kevin Griffin Clark. You can find any of my information on that for the education. It's the Erase the Board Coalition, and so you can find us also on social media and anywhere for that. We're dropping stuff every day. And it's not just from stuff here in New Orleans or Louisiana. A lot of this stuff we are tied and bind with different cities and states. Like Houston school system just got their system taken over, and they weren't feeling. It's the same thing that happened with them. So even if you don't live here, I know you have a base that's all over the country. Please follow us because we put out information everywhere when it comes down to public education and its public school system. Because they're bringing them charters. New Orleans was just the incubator and the guinea pig for it.
The guinea pig.
Yeah.
So, say, bro, that's almost, damn. You bringing in these charter systems where it's corporate money, and then you had a corporate that's taking over the jail. It's almost like it's a hand-in-hand thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna corporatize the school system, and we're gonna do the same thing with the jail.
It's called the school to prison pipeline. Stats. These are stats, bro. And I know we got to dip. It's the last stat I'm gonna give you. Statistics have shown if a child is not reading on a third grade reading level by third grade, the prison industrial complex adds that to their chart of how many jail beds they need. This stats.
I know. No. I know.
This real. Here's the crazy part. It used to be, years ago, it used to be at a 5th grade level. They done brought it down. I love stats. It's one of the things
and they corporations are taking over the charter.
Yeah, they taking public money, they taking me and your tax dollars, and putting it into a corporate structure. Yeah.
Man, look.
All right.
Look, man. I can't say nothing else, man. I gotta get up out of here. We up in the Seven Wall. I had a fun time in the Seven Wall in the St. Bernard with my man Kev.
Yeah.
Who knew somebody out the St. Bernard could be this damn educated? Look, y'all knew how we did uptown. We looked at the downtown like, man, tell them to go on about their business, man.
You know what it is, though. You know what it is, though.
Man,
it's all out, baby. From project to project. You see this from a project, baby. But you see that number, though. That 007?
Agent 007.
You heard me? Let me know what it is.
Man, I had fun right here in the Seven Wall today, man, on the porch with Kev. Man, look, go to On the Porch Podcast. On the Porch Podcast, On the Porch with D and Crew. Man, look, check this show out. Kev, bro, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate what you
for pulling up on.
No problem, bro. I appreciate what you and Ashanti doing out here, bro. Trying to make it better for our kids, bro. Because right now, man, some people probably don't agree with me when I'm gonna say this, but right now with our kids, we're in a state of emergency, bro. Like it's bad. It's like real bad. Yeah. And we gotta figure out a way to fix it. You know what I'm saying? And what y'all doing and what y'all trying to do in this city, trying to reach our children, trying to make the system better for our kids so they can be better in years to come, man. We appreciate that, bro. We really do. Keep doing y'all thing. You, Gary, Ashanti, the A+ team. I said that right? The A+ team.
A-team.
The A-team. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. We appreciate y'all. This your boy D with On the Porch. My man Kev, 2 cents, man. Go holler at him. We out this thing. Peace, boy. See y'all next week. Oh, man. Man, I appreciate you, man.